All right, what's up, guys? I'm playing a 218. It is a 6-man turbo sit and go. I missed like the first two hands where like nothing happened. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these, and wanted to do a higher buy-in one. We'll try my best to discuss bubble play and ICM spots, as well as just overall strategy. I have notes on this player, but yeah, we'll kind of just mostly just have this be like a live kind of like play and explain. And yeah, so they are 5-minute blinds, and there's a big jump once it gets to 2550. It starts at 1530. Then it goes to 3060, it skips 4080, and then it gets to 15100 pretty quickly, and everyone's sub 15 big blinds pretty quickly. So having two yellow tags, which generally mean loose passive players, to my immediate left and right, is really good. I'm probably going to do a couple of weird things, like maybe limp and lead hands that I would fold otherwise, and I also may limp and lead hands that I would shove otherwise. Okay, so I said 3-bet 2-2 from small blind versus only got open. And then I also have that he called a 3-bet shove with 6-9 suited. This guy generally seems to be like a spazzy or recreational. And then blue tag here is Nitty. And then I've never played with Ed before, so I'm going to look him up. He has 2 games on Global. He played a $100 6-man and a $30 6-man. Okay. So. A lot of what I'm working on right now is like button versus blinds, button versus small blind, button versus big blind, and then like calling from the big blind. And so I'll try to talk about some of that, and I'll try to also talk about like when I think it's appropriate to min raise from early position, from late position, versus shoving, and when it's appropriate to 3x as well. So I know it may be like a little bit boring one tabling, but I wanted to show something from the beginning. So take number 1. Chips just aren't as valuable at these stages, and so you know, ace-6 off from hijack just like isn't that appealing to open. Like maybe in really nitty lineups, maybe. So something to note. So he 3-bet to a non-all-in amount. I really hate his sizing here, but that's going to be something to look for as the blinds go up and people are like sub 20, sub 25 bigs. You know, do they have a 3-bet non-all-in range? They usually do, and it's usually like super nutted hands. Uh, 1.5x open. I'm sorry, 2.5x open. Have yet to be pip this tournament. So this is a spot like in a cash game I would call. If it was like a little bit stronger, like maybe 5-8 suited, I would call. But especially against a person who has a tight player open, I just don't even think I'm getting the price to call there. And again, chips just like aren't as valuable picking up when people are like deeper and the blinds are smaller. So I'll be looking to to limp here against someone who I don't think is raising enough. Could even argue raising. Seeing a lot of like 2.5 and 3x opens, which I think is kind of interesting. Here I would just size like 1/3, or even like a fourth size, like 2 big blinds here, or a big blind and a half. I like that sizing. Something I do also is I'm looking at this timer, so two minutes until blinds are up. Especially if you're on the bubble or you're like 2 from the money, just being cognizant of when this goes up, and then maybe trying to like stall so that it goes up on somebody else, or maybe trying to like play quicker so that you get an extra hand in at the smaller big blind. These things like add up for sure long-term win rate. And people just do so much spazzing and ICM punting anyway that being in second when all the all-ins go down versus being in third or fourth makes a big difference. Looks like we have ace high here for pocket Europe's. King high. Interesting no bet there from king high. I think pocket Europe's like takes down. I'm actually gonna shark scope him. He like takes down these like huge tournaments, but I have him tagged as a fish. I wouldn't be surprised if he's up money. Yeah, so he has a 15K bink. Like he's like 2 15K binks. I think he's a fish, but maybe he's like a decent tournament player. But as when it comes to sit and goes, and tournament players should be better at ICM, but I just don't think this is a very strong player. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me though. He does play like all the high buy-in Sunday events, so. Really like to get in the blinds before they go up again. I've yet to play a hand, so this is like how tight I play for the first 2 levels. The third level is kind of like the big level. Stacks just get much shallower. Could argue raising is probably limps, but I think checking's fine as well. I'm just gonna fold. I think in position for that small of a raise, I can probably show break even to maybe slightly winning. But again, like I'm much more concerned with ICM EV than I am with chip EV. And even though chip EV is important, and obviously like having as many chips as I can is important, preserving my stack as much as possible for when I am shoving, 3-bet shoving, open shoving is just really important. So as you'll see, like we're basically all tied for second, and then Pocket Europe's kind of has us, but he only really has us by like 4 or 5 big blinds. So, so this is something to note. So he is 13.5 bigs in the cutoff. I'm probably just raising all in or folding there. I'm not really raising a non all in amount. I tend to notice that players that do this at this stack depth tend to be like really nutted, or they're like raising to induce with hands like ace king, ace queen. Not even ace queen very often, but like ace king and then like queens plus. It doesn't seem like McBluffin has either of those, but maybe McBluffin has like jacks here, or is like slow playing pocket kings. It's pretty bad to have jacks here. But if he raises, there's just not going to be many bluffs here, like at all. It's probably pocket kings, and this is probably like some weird 7 maybe. All right, I was completely wrong. Wasn't a bluff though. So yeah, that's just, I think, like pretty bad handwriting there from Pocket Yerps. But I should note that he did open off 13. New player, I mean, it's unknown. He could be good. So even ace 3 here, it's just not that good. Even like ace 8 off is not that good here for my stack depth. Man, I'm trying to take notes on this guy. This is just kind of funny. You go all in for 7 bigs, but then when you have like 9, I don't like shoving under the gun against the soft field. 13.5 BBs, 2.5x open the cutoff with Jack 9 suited. I also didn't see that, which is kind of interesting. If McBluffin limps, I will shove. If he like 2x's, I will call. Could also argue shoving. I don't think he does it wide enough though. This is a spot where I can call, but I think I have a bigger edge, so I'm going to pass on this. It's really debatable. I'm just going to fold Jack 6 here. So part of my strategy is to not give people walks in the big blind, but after Pocket Yerps went from chip leader to last place, I think he's just going to be like a lot more erratic with his calling. It's kind of like a big assumption that I'm making, but even stuff like limping and leading, I don't think he's going to let me get away with it as much. That's tend to what I notice when players just tilt. Even like passive players, they will spaz more. Again, blinds are up in 20 seconds. It's another big jump, 275, 150. And you'll see this a lot, like he probably is shoving close to wide enough, but he's not calling nearly wide enough. And then it's probably just too tight overall, I'd imagine. I don't really like the sizing much at all, but if he thinks that it does more than a 2x first probably McBluffin, I guess it's okay. But it's just really bad to raise fold off 15 bigs, especially for 3 big ones. So here I'm even going to fold to a min raise. So now I have about 7 bigs. 7.5 bigs. We'll be going all in if it folds to me. It's pretty rare to have 6 players in at this level. So this should be pretty fun bubble play and, you know, some good ICM spots here. Picking up some garbage in spots that are going to be good for shoving. I'm up to 11 big blinds. Wait, no, I'm up to 9 big blinds. This should be really wide. This guy's really tight, so it's probably not wide. Kind of cheering for a king, but we'll take it. This is close. If this guy hadn't just doubled and wasn't tight, I may fold here. But a7 is actually not as good as people think, and 9 big blinds is actually more than people think, so I'm going to mark that spot for review. Again, that seems preposterous. Like A7 for 9 big seems like an auto shove, but again, this is ICM EV, not chip EV. So I also have reads that this guy's tight, so he's not going to be calling appropriately, I don't think. I thought it was a fine shove given dynamics. I think he would let me limp and lead. This is close. I think I'm going to take it. I'm not sure he's shoving wide enough. I'm actually going to mark this spot as well. What is 7-8 doing in there? Ace? What just happened with 7-8 suited? Well, I'll take it. Yeah, so he had queen 10 off. I'm not sure ace 5 is a reshove. Not because I'm going to get called there, which I shouldn't get called there much. That could have been a misclick, honestly. But it's a spot where I'm risking half my stack, and I'm not going to be getting in that good. And it's a spot where if I just fold, I'm still like near contending for top 2 in chips. Something that I'm really working on. I'm not actually sure if ace 5 is shoved there. 7-8 suited overcall was really fishy. Maybe he just wanted to win the tournament and get a double knockout, basically. Okay, yeah. Against a limp, I was going to 3x because my stack is just a lot different now. Like, it's just going to put a lot more pressure on him. I'm going to be consistent with my fold earlier and just fold this. I would normally limp and lead here. It's this hand that's not strong enough, like from a Nash perspective, to get in like 9 bigs with. But because I don't think he is aggressive enough, I don't want to just fold. I want to fight for that 150. All right, so 30 seconds and the blinds are up. I think I can open rip here. But do I have to against a soft field? I don't think I do. I would normally open rip here, I think. I'm going to mark this one again. He has been really tight from the blinds, but I can also see people like getting fed up. I don't hate either. I'm going to check. I kind of like betting and just winning the hand now. I kind of hate betting and getting check raised. I'm just going to be imbalanced and call here and not worry about balance. I don't know why I'm being overly conservative. It was like quite a atrocious hand played by me there. It's kind of why I would have preferred to just shove pre-flop and not have to deal with like getting bluffed there or just having like him just realize his equity. Queen Jack just like not strong enough. I think this is a shove. Maybe this guy's over it though, and if he's calling 7-8 suited, you know, spade, you know, maybe I don't need to be taking that spot, but this is probably a fold, but against someone, I think McBluffin's like kind of aware. I want to put pressure on Ed, and I think try to get probably to overfold. So yeah, I think I would normally fold here, but given dynamics, I like opening. I'm gonna 3x facing a limp. Again, like at some level, I want to attack that and go all in and put him in an ICM cage. I think I like shoving here. I also like limping. This is like really bad for me to limp and then fold if Ed shoves. This is definitely a shove from an ICM perspective. This is me trying to be like really, really, really cute. It's actually probably a leak. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm gonna mark this one. Man, I am quite rusty. Been playing some live cash. I think this is a shove. I'm gonna pass because I think Ed's actually bad, and I know Probably's bad, and so I don't want the variance. I don't think I need to win like the however many ICM EVs it gives me. This is probably gonna get stuffed on, but don't want to fold it. We'll try min bet here instead of 205. Probably just gonna shut down. If it goes check check and it comes blank river, I may try to get like a 7-8 to fold or a jack 8 to fold, but queen 6. I don't really want to be raised folding, but I don't think they're really going all in too much. So you could argue for an open. I don't think it's a shove though. Okay, he's being pretty face up. I'm going to shove here. He's being really transparent, blind versus blind. I think he's really raising his good hands and folding his bad hands and calling his marginal hands. So I'm going to note that. So BBB, really transparent, raising strong, calling, mid, folding, weak. I'm going to fold here. Okay, blinds are up in a minute 20. He has 10 bigs. I could limp. Again, this is like inconsistent with my limp and lead with Jack 3 suited. This is also kind of a game flow thing, like he picks up 2 pots. I think he's going to be extra tight the following hand. Again, it's kind of a big assumption. I'm actually not going to stuff. Yeah, I'm actually going to fold here. Also, he should be shoving really tight. I actually think he's shoving tighter than what he's supposed to be shoving. So I think ace jack's actually a fold. And again, I'm happy in my position here. I like a shove here. Would it suck to get called by Probably? It would. I think he mostly is going to fold enough though. Consider calling against Ed. I think it's an ICM call, but against what he actually shoves, it may be a fold. I think 9-3 suited is a shove. I'm gonna mark this one. I'm gonna limp. This is again really fishy. If these were good players, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm expecting him to just fold a ton here. He may peel like a 4 exactly. Wow, I'm gonna do something really fishy. This is just the luckiest turn in the deck. I'm just going to try to get called by a king. He may just have had spades, but I can also rep miss spades. Okay, that was incredibly lucky. I'm guessing he had a king. I hate that global doesn't show us that, but it's okay. I'm going to shove. Just running really favorable in hands that I actually do play in like distributions. I'm going to stand up for the heads up. Gonna be not calling a shove here. I think he's in push fold mode here. Off 7 bigs, king 3 feels shovish to me. I think any king's a shove there. Not gonna be calling 4-7. Let's go. Just gonna call. Is this imbalanced? Probably. Does he know that? Hopefully not. And is he reacting? Hopefully not. So this is where there's just variance festivals going on. This is definitely a shove. Is there some range that he would shove but he wouldn't call? Maybe. But can I show a profit by calling and c-betting? Yes, I can. And is it a lot less variance in shoving? I think so. Had he limped, I would shove. I don't think I think some people have a lot of traps. I'll take the very bottom and fold. Darn. I don't think he's going to let us limp that often. This is really bad for me to limp and fold, but this could be the jinx standing up here. Off the camera somehow. Okay. I think 6-7's a shove for 7 bigs. All right, up to 10 bigs. Hold. He's gonna call us up like, nope. I was gonna say like king 8 or something. Snapping here. Have to win your all-ins. I'm not convinced he's attacking this. Maybe I should mix in a trap there. It's debatable. How he's played all sit and go though, I think he just like has it every time he's doing this. So I'm gonna keep continuing. Again, folding there is fine, but I think I can do better than folding. Maybe he's picking up on it. Oh, need diamonds. Another diamond. Good game.